For anyone that is the Crow 1994 film lover and an indie makeup lover, dark, smoky, gorgeous eyeshadows, this video is for you. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Aleisha Budget Beauty. My name is Aleisha. Here on my channel, I do all things affordable fashion, beauty, fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, eyeshadow, palette, looks, and reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys, this video is so exciting for me. I know by maybe looking at some of my aesthetic, my style, the blonde hair, whatever, you would probably not suspect that I am the Crow 1994 film lover. However, you would be mistaken and judging me incorrectly because, you guys, I am such a fan of this movie. And so I was so excited whenever Lexi, the owner of Wicked Widow Beauty, told me that she was getting the rights to do this collection. And I just want to preface that to say, you know, if anyone wants to be like upset and, you know, property and everything, how that goes, licensing, she does have the rights. The licensing went through all of the proper legal avenues to have the rights to do this collection. And I personally only have the eyeshadow palette sent to me in PR. And I do have a code with Wicked Widow Beauty, by the way. I will have it on the screen. It'll also be in the description. But along with the eyeshadow palette, she does have 3 lipsticks, a highlighter duo, a backpack, I believe. I will have all the information in the description, but I was most drawn to the eyeshadow palette, although the rest of it looks awesome. I think she did such a good job on this collection. And this is a tricky one, you guys. Like, the fanfare, cult fanfare behind the Crow is something wicked fierce, and you kind of need to get it exactly right, or you're going to be raked through the coals. And I personally think she did an amazing job on this. I'm going to go ahead and open up the eyeshadow palette and show it to you guys. But, you know, if you're not familiar with the film, you may not get all of the subtle nuances in this palette. First of all, here's the cover. So this is the Crow. This is also Brandon Lee, who was the actor in the film. I will talk about some of the crazy stuff that went on with the film while I'm doing my look. So if you want to learn more about kind of the cursed set and the tragedy that happened on the set, I'll be talking about it in my looks. But Brandon Lee was taken from us way too soon. He was an incredible actor, an incredible martial artist. He was awesome, also known as Bruce Lee's son, if you didn't know. But so here he is on the screen. He's in front of the circle window, which is significant in the film. And then here is the inside. You have the Crow here, the graveyard scene, you know, again, the mirror. And then here we have this gorgeous, stunning color story. Also, I want to point out, I'll pop in pictures of the palette, so maybe you can see the details a little bit better. But on the actual cardboard where the pans are laid, there are streaks of rain, and it's such a little subtle detail that I think a lot of people might miss. If you haven't seen the film, everything is very dark, stormy. It's also based on a comic, and the comic was in black and white, and I'll tell you more about the film while I'm doing. Let's talk about the palette for right now. But anyway, this color story, I gasped. I actually gasped. I think it is so beautiful, so well done. I think some people thought there might be repeat shades in here. There are not, which I can happily say. And the special shades in here are so beautiful. I'll also pop in swatches over here of them. I mean, this made me, as a lover of the film, so happy. I also really love a moody, dark color story. I love reds, so I was also very happy. And if you're scared of reds, there's not too many in here. You can definitely dabble and play with some, though. I encourage you to. I love smoky looks. Like, this is, again, I know you don't look at me always and think this would be like one of my favorite color stories of all time, but you'd be wrong. It is. I'm so proud of her. I think it's absolutely stunning. She couldn't have done anything better, I don't think. You also have the Crow little embossing too in the mattes. it's so pretty, you guys. So I definitely want to go ahead and get into this because I know I'm going to do 3 looks. I may sneak in 4. It all depends on timing. I will say too that this is a $66 palette, I believe. And with my code, it comes out to $60. And I'm fine with that pricing. I know that this couldn't have been cheap for her to do. I'm sure she had to pay for licensing and all those things. And I mean, it's stunning, you guys. The special shades in here, if you are a collector or if you love the Crow, I think I would have paid for it. If I didn't get this in PR, I'm telling you right now, I would have paid for this palette. So the first look I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do something slightly subtle. I know this isn't a subtle palette. It's very striking. It's very bold. It's very dark. I'm going to do something just kind of like, you know, I'm taking my son to a doctor's appointment here in a little bit. I'm not going to go too crazy. And my next look I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do one on each eye and go more dramatic so I can show you how fun it can be. But for now, I'm going to do something that I feel like is wearable, you know, like maybe not for like work, but like maybe even like a date night or just going out, you know, if you like this color story. So let's go ahead and get into look number 1. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is first go in with the crease with Cemetery right here. This looks like it's kind of almost like a satiny, shimmery matte a little bit. But we're going to see here. I did swatch. Okay, that's really pretty. Okay, yes, it does have a sheen to, oh, okay, wow. This is really, really, really pretty. Let me just show you guys. Okay, here it is on the finger. And then, okay, so it's right here. Do you see it has a gorgeous sheen to it? That is a really interesting texture because it is not like the rest of these really textured special shades. This is very smooth and it just has a beautiful sheen to it. Wow. I think if you're someone that is a little scared of textures in your eyes, of course, the rest of them are very textured in here. This formula is stunning. I don't know that she's had, I may be wrong. She may have this formula in other palettes, but if she does, I've missed, like, whoa. You kind of need to see this in person. It is so pretty. I feel like this is very flattering on the eye. I was expecting that to be more mattified than it is. It might be kind of hard for you guys to tell, but it definitely has a beautiful shine to it. So pretty. Was not expecting that. That is kind of, okay, I'm already blown away. Okay. I would say I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going, like, that's going to be hard. But, by the way, I'm about to go in with the trivial things. It's going to be hard not to be biased. I'm going to put a little bit of trivial things. It's this gray matte. I'm just going to kind of blend that in here. Maybe kind of set this a little bit. But, yeah, since I love the film so much, I love Wicked Widow Beauty. I love her formula. I like her so much as a person. Then, you know, I am still going to give you guys my honest opinion, but man, Resurrection, that palette from Wicked Widow Beauty is one of my absolute favorite palettes. I need to do a video where if I could only grab 10 palettes in my collection, like if, I don't know, if the world was ending or something, it was like, you've got a few minutes, grab some things. By the way, I'm going to go in with Believe. What palettes would I grab? And I think that's a different topic even than like your top 10 palettes, because top 10 says, these are my top 10, but I have access to my whole collection. So you're not necessarily forced to think about color stories and, you know, well, I have to have like a cool toned, a warm toned, you know, because I don't have access to the rest of mine. Like, those are two different types of videos. So I need to do if I could only grab 10. And Resurrection by Wicked Widow Beauty is definitely one of those I would grab. And I'm pretty sure already this is going to be another one. So the fact that Wicked Widow Beauty has 2 in a 10 when I have so many palettes says something. Wow, okay. This is already so pretty to me. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about The Crow and why I love it so much and my history with it. So it came out in 1994 and I'm 11 years old. I know nothing about it. I'm 11. I don't know about The Crow. I don't watch rated R movies, whatever. Fast forward though to, I'm a freshman and I had a friend who didn't have a lot of parent supervision and she was pretty edgy. She was not goth, but she was just kind of alternative. I was someone that, I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I think I'm going to lay down Iron Gates. This is like slate gray matte. So I had all types of friends. I was truly like a friend chameleon. And I just always found alternative, unique people to be the most interesting and different for myself in a lot of ways. On the outside, it's like I said, you wouldn't probably guess that I would love this movie and everything about it and dark things. But anyway, she and I were friends. She didn't have a lot of parent supervision, but she was a good girl. Like, she wasn't like a bad kid or anything, but she loved The Crow. And she was obsessed with Brandon Lee. Cannot blame her. He was beautiful, you guys. He was beautiful and so talented. And by the way, I'm going to go in with Revenge. So I was spending the night with her one night and she was like, we have to watch The Crow. Like, you have to experience it. You got to fall in love with Brandon Lee. It's amazing. And so we watched it and then I requested to watch it again, like in the same evening, back to back, watched it 2 times in a row. And I was fascinated. You know, I'm 14. I think I had seen like just a couple of rated R movies at this point, not very many. And it was terrifying. The movie was terrifying. There's a lot of dark subject matter. Some of it I don't really want to say on here because it could be triggering. But so trigger warning, if you haven't seen it, there is some dark subject matter, scary, besides murder and everything. But I fell in love kind of with the, it is kind of a love story, like a dark love story in a way. Basically, Brandon Lee's character and his girlfriend are brutally murdered. And then the supernatural crow kind of resurrects Brandon Lee's character. And he seeks vengeance on those that murdered him and his girlfriend. And the actress that played her is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. You don't see her like a whole lot. You see her a lot of flashbacks, and she was so pretty. By the way, I'm gonna go in with Gabrielle. A special shade here. Holy moly. Holy moly, love. So pretty. So anyway, there was something, it's very poetic in a way, even though it's very dark. Like I said, it was a comic. The way it's shot is everything is very desaturated. It's not black and white, but it's just lots of gray tones, dark alleyways. And this all, by the way, the murder and everything happened on Devil's Night is what they call it. It's the night before Halloween. And you know, I've always loved Halloween, just everything. Like, so I fell in love with the film. And there's a little girl in it too that is almost like, in a way, sort of adopted by by the couple, by Brandon Lee and his girlfriend, because her mom is like a deadbeat. And I just thought they were so sweet to her. She plays a part in the film, and it just became a favorite where I watched it all the time. And I recently rewatched it because I was so excited about this launch. And I'm like, man, the way that this just holds up as a, you know, like I don't watch it now and think, oh, this was really stupid or this was lame. Like, no, it's still such a good film. I'm going to go in with Devil's Night, by the way. So instead, I feel like this is wearable, right? This is wearable. Like, I'm going to go glam for a doctor's appointment in the daytime. But I'm just showing you guys, like, if you love, and these are true, the ones that I've used today anyway, these are true smoky gray, where they're not leaning super blue on me. There are a few blue tones in here that I haven't used, but my problem is my skin pulls a lot of gray looking tones blue, and this is looking true gray on me, which I really appreciate a lot. So yeah, the film just really holds up. Any other looks, I'll tell you more about, you know, kind of the tragedy that happened on the film and everything and all the craziness. But for now, I think this is a perfect first look. Did not take me long, blended beautifully. It's so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. I think I'm going to show you guys what this looks like in the natural lighting that I have too. And I'll be right back. Okay, so this look is a major love for me. I love it so much. Like, this is, it makes me so happy. I did want to point out real quick, just so I don't forget when I'm wrapping up the very end of this video, that I believe this brown is a fairly cool toned brown. Let me show you guys real fast. Here it is right here. So it's very cool toned. So you're not going to really get like a warmed up. If you see the brown in there, it's going to still be cool toned, but it blends so well with the cool toned grays in here. But I love this look. This is like a go-to smoky glam look for me. Love. So then the next two looks are going to be a little more dramatic than this. All right, you guys. So I went ahead and drew on the shape, the outline that I really wanted for these two looks. And I used the About Face, the Fluid Eye Paint, the matte shade in, what's it say, Fractal? Art of Darkness. Anyway, the black one in essence. And I used an angled skinny brush to do that. I just wanted to make sure I've got it exactly like I want it. It didn't have to be too precise because I'm going to fill it in. But what I'm going to do for the first look is I'm going to pack on Draven, this deep midnight blue. Almost black, but not quite black. So we have Draven here, and then we have the black. So let's go ahead and pack on the Draven. It's almost black, but not quite. Just a really midnight blue. Draven's also main character name, aka Jason Lee's name. So I promised you guys I'd tell you a little bit. So there's this whole cult following of this movie, by the way, that really kind of keeps growing over time. Not just those that watched it like in 94 or even in 97. Wait, was it 97? Probably 98 when I was watching it. And the reason for that is there's all this folklore, conspiracy theory that this set in the movie was basically cursed. And there are a ton of crazy things that happen on the set before the major tragedy, but things like someone's internal organs being fried from falling off of something. I think he did the lighting or something like that. He lived, but I guess he got electrocuted, and then I think they were filming in either North or South Carolina, and they happened to get, I think, like 20 inches of snow while they were filming that was causing delays, which is nuts in that region. I think that there was a car in a stunt scene that drove through the set. I mean, we're talking, it's almost like, you know, like, was this movie not supposed to be made? I'm very glad that it was, but just some really, really crazy incidents. And that's not even all of them, but the worst thing that happened on this movie that is just, to this day, when I think about it, it's just so tragic and just doesn't make sense to me why this had to happen. But there is a scene, oh, by the way, I just dipped into Revenge, which is a little bit lighter, still a very, very deep blue, but just like a deep navy. So there is a scene where Brandon Lee gets shot in the stomach, and they were supposed to have, you know, the arms on the set were supposed to be regulated and checked by someone who is a specialist in that field. And even though they were using blanks, it's still kind of a requirement that they're supposed to be checking these guns. And for whatever reason, that specialist went home early that day. And I think there were like 5 different checks that these were supposed to go through that didn't happen. And the blank got lodged somehow. I'm not exactly sure all how guns work, but somehow the blank got lodged, and when it was dispelled, it actually did hit him in the stomach. And a lot of people, let's see, I'm gonna go, by the way, I think I'm gonna go in a little bit more with that shade. So the people on the set, you know, he's supposed to be shot in the movie, you know, and they just thought he was acting. It wasn't until they saw, you know, that there was blood around him that he was actually shot. And a lot of people thought he died on the movie set, but he was really taken to the hospital. He was in surgery for hours and hours, and then he actually passed away. And it is just, it's so heartbreaking because he was so talented. He was such a beautiful person, like just physically just stunning. You know, his dad also died really tragically, and there's all these conspiracy theories that it was Chinese mafia. I guess Bruce Lee, this Chinese mafia owned all these movie studios in China, and he refused to film for them. And so there were rumors that they murdered him and that they murdered his son. And then I guess the real kind of eerie one is that Bruce Lee, his dad, was in a movie that was a movie within a movie where he gets killed by firearms going off on set. And then that actually happened to his son, which is a coincidence that's pretty hard to wrap your mind around. But they had some more filming to finish for this movie, for The Crow, and they thought at first production was just going to shut down, that they weren't going to finish. But the family members, he was engaged. He was supposed to be married. Hold on. Let's see. Let's do something. Let's do trivial things. That gray, just right here in this portion. So, yes, he was supposed to be married soon. Jason Lee was. And his fiance, just within like 3 weeks, I think, after this happened, he was supposed to be married. And she gave permission, the family, I think his mom gave permission for them to finish the movie. And they actually took his images of his face and put it on the stunt double's body. It was the first time it had ever been done before. And finished the movie, and it became such a huge hit, a beloved film that honestly, like I said, you better get this palette right, which I absolutely think she did, or people are going to be angry about it. And there's a remake coming out, or not a remake. Well, yes, a remake. And you guys, I'm like, seriously, they chose Bill Skarsgård. He would play Pennywise in it. And he just looks like they got a goofball off the street. Like, he is no Jason Lee. Like, I do not like that casting at all. At all. And a lot of people aren't happy about it. But, you know, this is just such a beloved film. I think it resonates because, one, when you watch it, if you haven't watched it before, or if you haven't, it's been a long time, go back and watch it. And the way that it captures to that time, the 90s, and the music, oh my gosh, the music is so good in it. If you like grunge, you know, like 90s grunge, soundtrack is amazing. The Cure, like classic song from the film, and then just the classic line, it can't rain all the time. Or it can't rain forever. It can't rain forever, sorry. So it's just, soundtrack is so good. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go break, pause. Sarah, the shimmer Sarah. So yeah, it just, it's such a good movie that I think holds up the test of time because, you know, just, he's a vigilante. He is avenging his beloved's death, and, you know, like the love lives on, lives forever, even post death. And it's beautiful in a very, very dark way. Very, very dark way. But I highly recommend that you guys watch it. If you're really squeamish, maybe it's not for you, but I'll always love it. Okay, guys, pause real quick to see how pretty that is. That shade Sarah is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to take Angels. I'm excited about this one. And I'm just going to pop that right here. Oh, yes. Oh, it's such a pretty blue, but it looks like there's also some purple in it. Quite a few just kind of shifty colors that are picking up in the light. Oh my gosh. That is so pretty. I love that so much. Like a smoked out deep blue eye. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Bottom lash line. I was thinking about not doing a lash line and just keeping it like this, but I think I am going to go ahead and do just a real thin line. I want the top to be the heavy part, the heaviest part. So I'm going to try to keep this fairly close to the eye. Yeah. And not packed on as much. The shade Draven, you can really tell that it's blue and not black, by the way. In the pan, it almost looks black. Packed on, it almost looks black. But I bet if you are not packing it on too on the lid and really kind of buffing it, shading it out, it's gonna lighten up some and it's still a deep color, but you can tell it's blue and not black. Okay, so pretty. I'm gonna take the shade Shelly, and it's the one that looks like it's almost just white in here, but it's gonna have a white base to a little blue pop here. Almost turns out more of a turquoise almost. And I knew this would be perfect for an inner corner. Yeah, it has like a green, a little bit of a green tint to it. So pretty. Especially when it hits the black. You know, if you're going to put anything like if you put green over black, it's going to turn gold. If you put something bluish over black, it's going to turn this kind of green. Love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, so pretty. Love this so much. Okay. Time for the other eye. And you know, there's something I've noticed about this palette when I was swatching it out, and then when I've been putting it on the eyes is, by the way, I'm about to go in with Crow. So deepest true opaque black here. What I noticed about this palette is it is sort of reminiscent to me of the Natasha Denona Xenon palette, of course, with the addition of red in here. But what I am loving so much about this palette that Xenon doesn't really give me is Xenon on me pulls all blue. Even if it looks gray in the palette, it pulls a blue tone on me. Now, I actually love Xenon. I love the looks, all the looks I've ever done with it. They're all real similar to this. Although the shimmers, there are some really good ones in there, but they don't compare. They don't have like shifts like this one does. But they're all sort of a color story like I'm wearing on my left eye. But I really cannot get a true smoky look out of that palette without it turning blue. And yesterday's look was definitely more of a true smoky look, smoky silver. So this is so much more versatile in that way. And then of course we have the additions of the reds in here. So I just, man, I'm so impressed with this palette, you guys. Like this is, I'm telling you right now, this is going up there for me and one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. Just calling it now. Okay, I am going to go in with Iron Gates, the deeper slate gray, and just kind of create the same sort of look as I did over here as far as the shape, and just pack that on. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna go in with Cemetery. This is the one that like really surprised me yesterday, that has this sheen to it that I thought was a matte. I'm just gonna run that right here. The shade is just so cool. I love this formula. I can't get over it because I just think it's really, really unique. I love how this blends together, the sort of taupey sheen into the gray and the black. I love that gradient so much. All right, next I'm gonna go in with Vengeance. I've been dying to go in with this shade. Oh, it looks so pretty. Oh yeah, okay. When a shimmer makes you want to bounce. Okay, this is a black based, like multicolored sparkle shimmer. There's like every shade in here. I see red, green, gold, maybe blue, maybe pink. Like, wow, this may be one of my favorite of all time. Like, you guys, it is so pretty. Maybe one of my favorite like special shades I own. Could this palette be any better? Oh my gosh. Okay, for lower lash line, same thing. I'm going to keep it real tight to the eye, and I'm just going to go in with Crow again, the deep black. Okay, inner corner, I'm going to use Angels. That is the kind of blue purple that I put on the inner portion of the lid here. So we are going to pop that in this inner corner. Oh, gosh. guys, I need to take like a moment for how much I'm loving this palette. Perfection. Perfection. All right, you guys, I'm going to do lashes, liner, lip. I'm going to choose a better lip than yesterday. I did not like my lip pairing yesterday. I'm going to show you it in the natural light, then we'll come back and talk about it real briefly, and then look number 4 will be on the horizon. All right, you guys, so here is the final look. Love, 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 love. And the lip is so much better today. It goes so much better with the look, in my opinion. I'll tell you what lip I'm wearing real quick. This is the Revlon. The shade is so cool. Oh no, there is like this sticker that I ripped off that ripped it off. It says something about Fright, I think. But it is a kind of purpley toned gray. Perfect for this look. And then for the gloss, I did Glossed by Sephora Collection in the shade Slay. So, love this so much. I feel so beautiful. You guys, oh my gosh. Undeniable, gorgeous, love. So tomorrow I'm going to keep it monochromatic. I'm going to do reds only, and then we'll have used every shade in this palette, but gosh, I'm obsessed. All right, you guys, I'm excited for the final look, and I'm going to tell you guys that I did actually use some shades here for my blush and a highlight. So I use the shade Forever as my blush, and as you can see, it kind of has like a pinky coral tone. This is not like a true straight red, at least when you kind of buff it out. Maybe when I pack it on it might be. And then I also use Shelly. This is one I used for an inner corner the first day, no, yesterday. And I use that as a highlight, so it works really well as a fun highlight shade. But I'm going to go in with Immortal, and that is the deepest red shade here, like a real deep brick red. And I'm going to kind of just do a halo eye, or a halo eye for me anyway. If you haven't watched me for a while or you don't know, I kind of do like a little tweak on a halo eye just because I do have such pronounced brow bones that hang over, and a traditional halo eye just doesn't really work that well on me. So this is just kind of my version. So packing this on, it's really deep. It's like actually like a deep kind of blood red. It's a really, really pretty deep red. So I'm just going to do the placement, sandwiching the eyelid. Okay, so now I'm going to take Forever, which is that lighter red that I have on my cheeks, and I'm going to connect these two and just kind of blend them together. So you can tell right there that this is more of like a rosy red, while the first one is more of like a blood wine red. I'm just going to blend these two. Okay, I definitely still want to keep this like in the red and black zone, but I'm going to take Trivial Things, this lighter gray, because it's the lightest true matte in this palette, and I just am going to take it to ever so slightly kind of just clean up this red edge. It just kind of turns it into, actually it kind of makes a purple. What? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's really cool. It does, it kind of makes it like a real cool toned lavender. Very, very cool. Okay, next is time for the shimmer. I'm so excited. Visions. Super pretty. Oh my gosh. As a red lover and a lover of a red shimmer that is very, very underused in palettes, this makes me very happy. And I have a friend, Mindy, who was asking me on Instagram if this was more red or more orange. And then I showed her in the pictures that I took of it that, you know, depending on the angle, there is a shift where one way looks like it's pretty like true red. And then another angle, it kind of looks more orange. So there's definitely like some gold in here, I think, to shift it red to orange. That is On Fire, Volcanic Lava Gorgeousness. Okay, I kind of like the openness of the bottom lash line, but I do think I'm going to take just a tiny bit of Crow, the red, and just ever so slightly, very thin outer portion, just kind of put a little black under here, but I don't want to come all the way in because I like how the bottom is just kind of more bare. I think just to like, yeah, I think that's as far as I want to go. So I feel like you could definitely just leave it like this and keep it that monochromatic. Everything is red, black, but I really, really kind of want to put the blue in the inner corner because I just think it would be really fun. The shade Angels. So I'm going to do that. That's so pretty. It's like a play on fire and ice, kind of. Warm, hot and cold. Blood running through, pumping, death. Like just the contrast, I think, is really, really neat, or the duality, if you will. I love that. It's pretty. It's like simple right there. Kind of unexpected. Yes, I love that. Okay, I'm gonna finish that on this eye, and then I'm gonna get in that other lighting. I'm gonna change the lip ever so slightly. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I'll just tell you guys, and then I'll come back with it on. But I think I'm gonna use, this is Wicked Widow Beauty shade 11. So it is a matte liquid lipstick. It's kind of more of a a brick red, so I hope that it goes. And I may end up layering a different shade on top of it that she has, but we'll see. You guys will see. I'll come right back. Okay, guys, so the lip is on. Here's the final look with the eyes. So, so pretty. I love this. I love the red vampy look so much. And I do want to point out, though, that this is not part of the collection. They are bullet lipsticks. There is like a real deep red, a gray, and something else. It'll be on the screen. But I think this one did go very, very nicely. I think this look is absolutely gorgeous. You guys, I'm sure you know by now, like, this, absolutely 2 thumbs up, 10 out of 10. I honestly, this is perfect to me. It's all about if you like this color story or not. If you don't like smoky, deep, dark looks, if you don't like red, this isn't for you. If you do, I urge you to buy this palette. I don't say that all the time where I'm like, you need it. Like, I love it. It's perfect. This is like definitely my top favorite palettes of all time now. I love it so much. And I love that I could use this as a blush and then a highlighter in here. Awesome. Everything about this is perfect to me as far as the theming. You guys already know all my talk about the crow by now. I think this is perfection. I think that she should be so, so, so proud. I love Wicked Widow Beauty. This is already available. And again, you can use my code if you would like. Let me know which of the 4 looks you liked the best. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long video. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.